We have started a campaign, and some might say it's early or ridiculous, but we just hate Lindsey Graham so much we can't take another day of his progressive, big government butt kissing. I can't take it another second. And so now the time you want to make a change, I've been telling you that for the media and everything else, you've got about 12 to 18 months before the machines turn on again, and I think they're already turning on, and they will crush anybody that is a small government kind of person. In South Carolina, I think I would, small government, that'd be nice, but I'll take a shoehorn over Lindsey Graham. And so we thought we would talk to a few people and pretty much interview them, if you will, get to know them to see if we have to go with a shoehorn or if there's somebody else, because I am offering my time and my energies to somebody if they are a small government person that has a chance of winning in South Carolina. And have I ever gotten involved in a campaign for somebody? Because I'm thinking about doing it.
I don't think so. I think interviewing people who are candidates for a position that's not campaigning. Then we're getting the information out.
That's it. Wow, you are very good.
And we're just finding out whether or not we have to buy a house for someone.
Yeah.
Because if we can find somebody who lives in South Carolina,
that's great.
We don't have to buy a house.
Otherwise, Pat and Stu are going to buy a house for Allen West.
Yeah, that's our backup plan.
Here is South Carolina State Senator Lee Bright. How are you, Senator?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Very, very good. Can you answer this question? How is it that a state is so psychotic that they can elect both Jim DeMint and Lindsey Graham?
Well, you got to remember, Lindsey Graham didn't have really any opposition the first time he ran, and then the second time he's been kind of fortunate to escape by. But they haven't really had a choice up to this point.
Are you thinking about running against him?
I'm seriously considering it. I mean, I've got.
We'd like to consider yes. I don't know anything about you, but we'd like to say yes, Ron.
You just slid into first place. Congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations. Would you like a house?
I'm ahead of the Sharpie and the shoehorn.
Yes. All right, so let's go over a couple of things with you. First of all, Rand Paul has a federal budget that he released yesterday. I don't know if you've seen it, but it will balance the budget in 5 years. Part of the plan is a 17% flat tax where nobody pays any tax on the first $50,000 that they make, and then it's flat 17%. What are you thinking?
I think it sounds like I haven't seen the full plan, but I'm a fan of the flat tax. I mean, I think it's the problem is that you're punishing people for earning income in this country, and that it's, to me, if you make more, you pay more in a flat tax. So I mean, it's coveting, and the Democrats have used it so well, and Republicans have caved in on it, but you don't have the right through legal plunder to take the possessions of others.
Oh, I think I like that. I think I like that a lot. I like the word.
Definitely.
I like the word coveting in there because
and plunder. Both of those are good.
Yeah. Well, coveting kind of gives somebody, and don't answer this because this will work both ways with you. With religious people, it'll give you the image of being religious without actually coming out and saying you're religious. And that is the way
where you want to be. That's where you want to be. Ambiguous.
Well, I am a very religious person, but I'm also for limited government, and I just don't believe that I think government's way too much in our lives as it is, especially the federal government. But I think states have a lot of purview when it comes to instituting laws, but the federal government, I mean, their powers are numbered, obviously, and they have gone way outside their powers, and and they have neglected, the core of what they're supposed to do. They're not protecting our borders. They're not instituting sound foreign policy. They're not even taking care of our soldiers who go off and fight and come back without arms and legs, and then we tell them they got to wait 9 months now on the disability claims instead of 6. I mean, it's abhorrent. Okay. The way we treat our veterans. So.
Hold on just a second. Stu wants to ask a question, and I'm going to let him ask this question because I'm going to go start printing up some Lee Bright bumper stickers.
Senator, though, if you're religious, don't you realize that the Bible teaches us to take care of the poor? How can you possibly want a smaller government?
Well, they're trying to get the state to take the role of the church. The church's role is to take care of the downtrodden, not the state. I mean, the state is trying to take the place of God in our society, and that's where we've really gone awry. I mean, we have to come together in our churches instead of worrying about it. A lot of them. And, I'm a Southern Baptist, but a lot of our churches are focused on building bigger buildings and growing larger congregations. And, the point ought to be being the arms of Christ and taking care of these people that are downtrodden. And that's not the role of the state. All the state can do is take money from one group of folks, mismanage it tremendously, and then give it to another.
Have you ever killed an intern or been accused of killing an intern?
No, I have not.
Okay, good. That's an important question we have to ask people now.
Good stuff.
All right, good stuff there. Let me go to gun control. The United Nations they're working on their small arms treaty now. Where do you stand on gun control?
Well, I think gun control is really like people control. I mean, it's liberty control. I mean, if you can defend yourself, you have a lot less need for government.
Yeah, but what if we're talking about like rifles that are painted black and look scary?
Mm-hmm. Military style.
Military
assault
weapons. Is there any ban that you see? Is there any reason to take anything that's on the market off the market, or how are you?
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Is there? And how do you feel about if I had a 100-round magazine?
And this is where you're going to get into the big fundamental disagreement with myself and Senator Graham. And, I've been fighting for the constitutional carry bill, which we just got out of my subcommittee yesterday. So
which is the what bill? What is that?
It's a constitutional carry, basically, where you don't have to go to the state and ask for a permit to assert a right.
Mm.
Yes.
Nice.
And today's my birthday, so that was a great birthday present for yesterday.
So wait a minute, so that passed?
It passed my subcommittee.
Okay.
Now it's got to go to full committee and then obviously to the floor. So I mean,
what kind of pressure are you guys?
It's been done in other states, but it's going to be a fight. And I tell you that talk radio really got engaged. The internet, Facebook. I mean, people have really got engaged. We went around the state and had hearings and had in excess of 150 people at every hearing on a Monday night, and 98% of the people were in support of the bill.
And Lindsey Graham would not be one of those people that would support that.
Well, he made comment and basically he quoted a Supreme Court ruling, which I disagree with, and that was the fact that we can have reasonable weapons for reasonable protection, and that's not what the founders envisioned. The founders envisioned a tyrannical government, which they had very, very much experience with, and they were worried about a tyrannical government most of all, and that's what our Second Amendment is, to protect our liberties. And, Lindsey Graham said in the committee meeting that it wasn't to fight our government. So, he's got the progressive view of history, and I have the actual history.
Senator Bright, one of Lindsey Graham's nicknames is Lindsey Grahamnesty. What is your plan for immigration? Are you in favor of this comprehensive immigration reform thing?
No, my thing is I don't want to get a permanent underclass, and I think that's what Obama's goal is a permanent underclass, and he's going to get folks in here and sign them up for welfare and sign them up to vote, and then he can, use the product of the producers in order to buy votes, and that's just not what I'm want to support. Now, I do believe in immigration. I mean, I'm a Scotch Irish German Cherokee. So, this is the melting pot.
All right.
Really melty.
I just have to tell you that I just put on the bottom of the sheet here, and we're just going to keep a list of as we go through the next few months and we start talking to people. This is the first cut, and I just put on the bottom of the paper, better than the shoehorn.
Okay,
yes,
so
good.
Definitely better than the shoehorn.
Well, now keep in mind, too, this election is going to be June of next year, so we're talking about 15 months.
Yeah, so it's not that far off.
Yeah, what's the timeline?
Far
What's the timeline of this, Senator? Like, when does everyone have to be filed?
The filing will be in March.
Wow.
But really, I mean, he's got $6 million already.
Yeah, I'm sure.
And I just saw a list of who's who in the upstate for a fundraiser for him. So, I mean, he's gonna have 10, 12, $15 million, and the sequestration. He's out there touting how it's crippling our defense. So, the defense contractors are obviously going to pony up, and it's going to be very expensive.
It's hard to get people to donate to your campaign when you say you want smaller government. You want government to spend less.
Well, that's what the progressives know, and make no mistake. As I said at CPAC, 4 years ago, and I was never invited back. The Republicans have the progressive disease just as much as the Democrats did. The disease has killed the Democratic Party, and it is in the Republican Party, and unless you cut that out, it's why you don't have a choice. It's why you vote for one and you get the same answer. Vote for the other one and get the same answer. Time to stop that. And the answer is progressivism. That's the problem.
Well, I think we're at the Battle of Trenton right now, and we've got a choice. Either we're going to have a nation or we're not. And if we don't get behind Rand Paul and what he's trying to do and the Ted Cruz's of the world, I don't think we can survive. I mean, we're at the tipping point. I mean, people have realized that they can vote away the possessions of others, and they can, even get a free cell phone. So, I mean, we're at a point where if we don't make our stand now, there'll be nothing to stand for.
That's great.
Senator, is there anything, before we go, is there anything that's going to come out? Are you going to say anything Todd Aiken-esque?
I've asked him about the intern. He didn't kill
He didn't kill an intern, but, I mean, what's the horrible quote that's going to come out about you if you actually run?
Well, I passed the 10th Amendment resolution. Mm-hmm. And when I passed that resolution, there was a reporter who had never been very friendly to me. And he said, it's taking you forever to get this bill passed, months. And I said, well, it's just a 10th Amendment resolution. It's a common sense resolution. And I said, you know what they say, if at first you don't succeed, try and try again.
Mm-hmm. Boy, secede. Secession. Okay. All right. But no, I think that Washington probably needs to leave us alone. I mean, I think the states have it together, and I'm just a huge proponent of states' rights because that's how the founders intended it. I mean, it was basically the states are the incubators. Senator, I've got to run, but I appreciate it. I thank you very much. We look forward to talking to you again soon.
I hope I didn't lose you the shoehorn with that quote.
No, you did not. No, you didn't. I put a little thing here on 10th Amendment so we could look into it, and I've started there, so I make sure I understand. But you didn't. Are you kidding me? So you should meet the shoehorn. Shoehorn's still better than Lindsey Graham.
Yeah, shoehorn's in second now, and then Lindsey Graham would be after that.
Right. So, okay. Thank you very much. Appreciate it, Senator.
Thank you.